In the center of the cell is the nucleus. Think of it as the cell factory headquarters where all of the cell's important functions are coordinated. Also found in the nucleus is chromatin. It is a complex packaged form of DNA in the cell that contains genetic instructions for building proteins. Just like blueprints are the most complex designs for a product in a factory, DNA contains the instructions for building proteins. In addition, the nucleolus can be found in the cell. The very dense, round, cellular structure is in charge for the production of ribosomes. It is similar to the job training department of a factory, where hired employees are trained on how to become workers from instructions handed out by the headquarters. Continuous with the nuclear envelope is the rough endoplasmic reticulum. It has membrane-bound ribosomes attached to the outside surface. Bound ribosomes receive short segment instructions known as mRNA and synthesize protein. The proteins are then inserted into the cisternal space inside the rough ER and folded into its 3D shape. After that, secretory proteins are put into transport vesicles and sent to the Golgi apparatus. The workers, as stated before, are ribosomes that read instructions sent from the headquarters to make products. The ER is the conveyor belt that helps manufacture the protein. When proteins are channeled into transport vesicles, it is like the products are put into carts to be transported from the conveyor belt. Connected to the rough ER is the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. It has many enzymes for different metabolic processes, can break down toxic components, and make parts of the Golgi apparatus from itself. Smooth ER is like the many parts of an assembly line in a factory. For example, robots represent the faster movement of chemical processes. Toxic disposal is used to remove waste from products, and a smooth ER also helps train packaging and shipping workers on how proteins work. Proteins are shipped through vesicles, which are like forklifts in a factory, to a system of interconnected flattened membrane sacs known as the Golgi apparatus. The Golgi complex packages, ships, and at times completes assembling proteins. Products are modified from the cis phase to the trans phase and at times have molecular ID tags. The factory's packaging and shipping department represents the Golgi apparatus, packaging all the proteins and loading them into trucks or vesicles to be shipped out of the cell, as well as checking for any errors and labeling them with ID tags. In a cell, chloroplasts convert light energy into sugar. They are like solar energy panels for the factory. The energy created from these green organelles during the process of photosynthesis is then converted into energy that can be used for daily life functions in a cell. Mitochondria are double membrane structures that are essential for energy release in aerobic reactions. They are similar to power plants, which provide an energy source for factories. Vacuoles are membrane-bound sacs most commonly found as a large central vacuole in plants. They are filled with digestive enzymes and in some plant cells store defensive compounds to defend themselves against herbivores. Most commonly, though, they store the nutrients for the cell. In the cell factory, they are like the warehouse with essentials to keep the cell functioning. Lysosomes are a membrane-bound sac of hydrolytic digestive enzymes. They are produced by the Golgi apparatus, and their enzymes are made by ribosomes on the rough ER. Their main function is to digest food and clean up and recycle damaged organelles. They are similar to the janitors in the maintenance department in the factory. The cytoskeleton is a network of fibers extending through the cytoplasm. It provides mechanical support and maintains the cell shape, and it also anchors organelles and cytosolic enzymes. Three major parts it has are microtubules, the thickest and hollow tubes, which could change the shape of protein subunits and help separate chromosomes during division and make tracks for moving proteins. Microfilaments, which are the thinnest and made up of protein actin in a double twisted chain and help support the network inside the cell membrane. And intermediate filaments, which are middle-sized and hold up the permanent framework. Overall, the cytoskeleton is like the support beams and walls of a factory since they support the entire framework of a cell. Centrioles are only found in animal cells, and there's only one parent each cell found in the centrosome. They are made of microtubules in patterns of 9 triplets and help coordinate cell division. In the factory, centrioles represent company ambassadors who help promote the factory and expand it. Plasma membrane is a semi-permeable phospholipid bilayer. It has hydrophilic heads on the outside and hydrophobic tails facing the insides. It also contains many proteins such as peripheral proteins on the surface and integral proteins through the membrane, such as marker proteins, transport proteins, and receptor proteins. It has many functions such as separating the cell from the outside, controlling what enters and leaves the cells, and receptor molecules, proteins that receive signals. This is similar to the gate entrance for a factory. It only allows certain personnel to enter the factory and restricts certain products from leaving. It has telephones or other types of communication devices that sends messages from the nucleus on who is allowed to enter or who isn't.